Alright, I want to show you the difference between software installs in Microsoft Windows. You see here we got, I'm going to press the, oh yeah, so I turn the keyboard on. You see I got Windows XP Professional, even though it's January 28th, 2015. It's because this old machine that I bought years ago, it's got a 1.5 gigahertz processor in there, 32-bit single thread, single core, and Windows XP was popular during the lifetime of this machine. If you get, okay, the average Windows user, people don't understand why Windows has so many security problems. First of all, if you get your software this way, buy it from a company, at a store, you're going to be pretty good. You buy a commercial product, you're going to be, pretty safe generally. Sometimes things do happen. People hack into the company and screw things up, but generally you'll be pretty alright. But the average Windows user gets their software from who even knows where. For example, I got this program here, Maniac Mansion Deluxe, and I got it from came out in 2004. It's made by people who like the original Maniac Mansion game, so they're fans of the game. They decided to make a remake. It looks really good, but I did download it from the internet. I'm going to run it right now. You can see Lucas Fan Games, not actually Lucasfilm. Welcome to the Maniac Mansion Deluxe install program. And this is a typical software install process on Microsoft Windows machines. Alright. And because in Windows, a lot of times you have super user privileges all the time, which isn't all that great. Now, it is old and slow as this machine is. It successfully installed it. Now here's how the start menu is in Windows, and it's been this way for a very, very long time, since the beginning. You go in your programs, and you got, your programs are all scattered and they're organized according to who made them and that sort of thing. And here's the game we just installed, and I like it a lot. Oh wow, we have a graphics problem because this graphics processor in this machine doesn't support that mode. But we'll run something that it does support, which is this here. It goes in full screen mode. I installed this earlier this morning. I downloaded this off the internet also. It's a nice little game, very retro style. 2015. Oh, because I downloaded this years ago, but it's got, this year's copyright date in there. It must be in the program to where it looks at the current year, like at your clock at the current year, and puts that for its copyright date, so it always stays up to date. Because I have not downloaded this game off the internet in years, meaning that I did not download it off the internet in 2015. But you see how this game is just beautifully made. I mean, you can see pixelated graphics, just lots of action, very colorful. It's a nice game. I mean, I got the shareware version or whatever. I think I might eventually buy it, but I love games that are made like this. This guy's name is Mike Weering, I think. And he makes good games. I mean, you look at the transparencies and all that. Anyway, this is Charlie the Duck, in case you want to get this game. And look at the menu transparencies. That's really awesome. I like that a lot. Alright, exit the game. Now this is on Microsoft Windows system. Now I do not have any security software installed on this machine. You can see it's not running in here. It's not in the menu. It's mostly I've got it running for a gaming system. I actually disabled a bunch of services in Windows XP, disabled them and minimized it so it run as smooth and fast as possible, and because it's not connected to the internet at all. Um, I just got this to run my old games. I mean, I bought this years ago, but it's going to run my old games, and that's why I set it up. So I'm shutting that down. Okay. And now we're going to go look at a Linux machine. Well, a desktop computer that's running Linux. Now, this version of Windows I've been using was very old. It's from late 2001. And then I'm running the newest version of Linux Mint, which is dated from late 2014, which is just a few months ago. Much more powerful machine. This one has got a 3.8 gigahertz hexacore. That means 6 processor cores, and it's 64-bit. I just installed this version of Linux last night. And we see it's ready for me to just log in. And, yeah. And I'm going to show you the software install process on this machine. There we go. This is the screen it greets you with. Linux Mint 17.1, codename Rebecca. Cinnamon user interface, that's a graphical interface on this. And it's 64-bit. And even though this is 64 bits, look at the memory usage on it. Not even using a half gig of RAM in 64 bits. If this were Windows, the newest version of Windows, it says on the box it requires a minimum of 2 gigabytes of memory just to boot up and do nothing like this is doing. And look at that CPU graph. Less than 4% load on any one core at any one time on a fresh boot. And you don't need the security software like anti-malware or antivirus or whatever, because this operating system was designed not to have all those vulnerabilities, and they don't rush their code development. Alright, so we want to install software. Alright, there's a few ways we do it in Linux. One of my favorite ways is the Synaptic Package Manager. This is in Linux operating systems that are based on Debian. And it's just simple. I want to install an FTP program. So I just type in, and I know that I can type in FTP. I could type in the name of the type of program, and it'll bring stuff up. Or if I know, like if you know the category of software, or if I know the specific name, FILEZILL, and there it is. I didn't even finish typing it yet, and it found it. So I'm going to install FileZilla. It's a nice app, and we just search for it. We click Mark for installation. It tells us what it's going to need. We mark it to do that, and we apply, and then actually have it do it. A few mouse clicks, and it's downloading the software from the online software repository. It's a heavily encrypted server, protected by encryption. Anybody running Linux can get software from this on. It's a centralized hub of where software goes for Linux users. Anybody can, who's using Linux can get software from the online software repository for free, but not just anybody can put it in there. It's thoroughly checked by a development team to make sure it's compatible with your hardware and won't, cause problems with your version of your operating system, making sure that it's compatible. And there's no, malware in it, and it also makes sure it minimizes the amount of bugs and all. It's very, very dedicated development team. Now we go in the menu, and here's the Linux menu. Here's the, you got everything by category. You got your graphics software here. You got your internet software here, and FileZilla now appears in the menu. Got your Office software. Now let's say I want to install AbiWord. Now I'm going to install this a different way. It installs all the software, but I'm going to look for I want to go through different, method of installing the software. Go to the software manager. Got to put in a super user password. Just to make sure I'm not just anybody that wants to mess with somebody's computer. I'm actually the owner of this computer. And this is all standard in Linux. All I did was just install this last night. And we got this here, and Office software. You go to your category. Let's say I want to install, you look through the menu here, and it's all graphical. Let's say if I don't see it yet and I just want to search. Go up here in the search field, I type in ABIWORD, and hit enter, and wow, look, it comes up. ABIWORD. And alright, ABIWORD. Okay. And ABIWORD is a full-featured Word. It's basically Microsoft Word is what it is. And I'm going to select install here. And then it's actually doing the action. And this is a software manager, in Linux. And in Linux Mint, you got something very similar in Ubuntu. Very, very easily. Very easy to use. It's not quite finished downloading it and installing. Oh, and by the way, check this out. I put in these last night. You quick shutdown menu. I even got a weather applet here, and this is really easy to put. It's just a couple mouse clicks on that. Here's the uptime, how long my system's been up and running. Alright, it's installed. ABIWORD is, so let's see where it is in the menu. Alright, we go to Office. Well, that's the common version. Here, now let's check out a different version. Or way how to install software. And this is really easy. Whenever you want to just get through everything quickly, or you don't know what to do, but somebody tells you what command to type in, this is a terminal here, which is access to the command line. We do sudo apt-get, and that's just, sudo gives you super user privileges temporarily for what you're trying to do. apt-get, you're just using apt, to get the packages, apt-get install, telling it what to do. And then the name of the program, ABIWORD. Hit enter, ask for your password, put it in. And it's telling you, what to get, it's telling you what it's going to have to do and all that. You just hit yes, or Y button. It's downloading it. Like, if you don't know how to do something, you just ask somebody who does to just write down the command, and then you just type it in. And it's so easy. Instead of telling somebody, well, click on this and go to this menu and do this and click on that. And you just type in, or you can cut and paste it. Like, if they got it written down, you just, cut and paste, into this here. Now let's see if it's in the menu here. Office stuff. There it is. There it is, ABIWORD. I installed it from the command line this time. It's basically Microsoft Word, free and open source alternative. We're going to close this, EXIT. And close that. Now another program I want to install. Let's see if we're going to use a software manager this way. Software manager. Since we didn't have a successful way of doing it last time, what I want to install now, Frozen Bubble. It's a game. We look in the games, and this will tell like what's popular and all that. Oh, look, Frozen Bubble. You'll see what it's about. Click Frozen Bubble. It'll probably show a web page looking thing. Frozen Bubble. Yeah. Install it. I'm selecting to install. It's going on right now. I've been playing Frozen Bubble for about 10 years now, since early 2005. You'll find out what it is in a minute. Last night I showed a video of the update process and how non-intrusive it is. You just go back to do whatever you want, go surf the web or whatever. I need to get me a solid state drive, then it'll be faster. I'm thinking. But yeah, YouTube works automatically on here. Yeah. See if JonTron put out anything new. Well, come on. Anyway. Software manager. Oh, it's done. And we look in the games section here, and lo and behold, we got Frozen Bubble. And keep in mind, I'm watching this through the viewer on my tablet. Now I'm just going to look at my actual screen on the computer. Anyway, now go back to Synaptic Package Manager. You can find it in here. Now let's do another one through the terminal command prompt. Alright, we're going to type in sudo apt-get install. So simple, if I wrote it right. And we're going to look for scum mvm. This is if you know the name of the program. There's a way to look up a list. Password for super user privileges. And it's looking it up. Tells you, do you want to continue? Yes. Just to confirm. Archive ubuntu.com. Yeah, that's where it's getting it from. And it's making sure everything's good. Now it should be in the menu. And there it is, ScumVM. Which you can run some old games in there. Now let's look at the Synaptic Package Manager again. Since we did it one time and then we did the other two methods twice. I want SolarWolf. There it is. You just search for it and click on it. Check the mark installation. Tells you what it's going to need. And then you click apply. Tells you what it's going to do, just to make sure. And you click apply and you just wait for it. And so it is. This operating system I'm using is Linux Mint. But Ubuntu is very similar to this because Linux Mint, and there it is. See, the solid green means it's installed. Linux Mint is actually based on Ubuntu. We go back in the menu. There it is, SolarWolf. Now, for those of you that worry about gaming in Linux, oh, this is disappointing. Just restart. Log out, leave session. Log out. It's mess with the screen resolution on that. Log back in again. You don't really have to do this, but I just, I knew it would work. There we go. Now, for those of you that worry about, is there any commercial games in Linux? I'm going to show you something. Well, the reason why I can't use Linux is I need to run my games. Alright, got something for that right there. What we got? Play on Linux will help you run a lot of games, a lot of Windows games. And Steam. Right here. Yeah. And we're going to install it. This is through the software manager. And it's ongoing actions. It's installing it. Downloads it from the internet, from a repository, online software repository, then installs it. There we go. When it says remove, that means you already have it because it's installed. And what do we got here? Go back to the games category. Oh, and look what we got. We got Steam. And user license and user license. Yeah, I didn't read it, but And updating Steam. Right there. Steam, like put up by Valve. People do Half-Life, Counter-Strike, Portal. They do like a bunch of games. Yeah. I think I can get Vice City through here. I have to find out. But I got Half-Life 2 through here also. I was playing it. I could run it like settings almost max. If I run the settings on maximum, because they update the engine like every so often, but like if I run the settings on maximum, then like it slows down just a little bit. If I back down the anisotropic filtering a little bit to about like 4x or 8x or whatever, then it runs like really smooth. It doesn't look quite as good, but like what it is, I got a really good processor and a good amount, decently good amount of memory. I got 10 gigs of RAM. It's just my graphics processor is not all that strong. That's the thing on here. Oh, and every piece of hardware works on this automatically. Extracting package while that's going on. I'm going to like YouTube and look for JonTron. Just to show everything works in here. Even the Flash plug-in. And there's Steam, Z races. Staples has everything you need for an attention-grabbing presentation. Yep. Business cards and banners. It works. Flash plug-in, everything automatically. All right. Steam, yeah, put up by Valve. I think that's my info. Additional security measure. Yeah, I want to do that right now. Cancel that. But anyway, the point is like you got it. You know what I mean? So it's on, Linux. And oh yeah, drivers. Yeah, you gotta worry about drivers and all that. like the Ethernet automatically works on this. The sound automatically works, as you notice that. And yeah, detecting my graphics card. That's what it is. Radeon HD 7570. Yeah, and it's automatically by default got the drivers for it. No proprietary drivers are in use, and just yeah. And so we see how when to shut down the system, we just go over here, quit the computer, and we select shutdown. And that's how easy it is. Linux Mint.